Too Far, really?
Well, Trifle Too Far came about when you and I were talking one night about how much we love cooking and how we've inspired each other with recipes over the years. And also you've got a fabulous book by Glenn Christian, which had a recipe in it called...
Yes, a vintage book.
Yeah, vintage book. Recipes from the 70s. And one is called Hello Sailor, Bread and Butter Pudding. That really tickled us. Sounded like a fantastic thing to do. And we got talking about maybe filming ourselves doing some recipes from yesteryear.
Yes.
So vintage recipes, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
It's a bit hard to film this because it's an ambulance trolley goes up the middle.
Ambulance trolley, yes. Yeah. Do you want to move up a bit further?
No, that's
okay.
alright. It just goes up here.
So we thought it would be a hoot to make some nice, quirky recipes from the past. Things that perhaps aren't very common anymore. That's what we're going to be doing with this. We're going to be doing some old-fashioned, quirky recipes that you don't, like this one, bread and butter pudding, where you don't really expect it to have rum and banana and that sort of thing in it. No.
And just odd recipes.
Or be toasted.
Just for a laugh, really.
Yeah.
We're just going to have some fun.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Yeah. Lou, did you get the mature bananas?
Well, I did. I did.
No.
Did you?
No. I got the immature ones. That's right,
Yes.
70s bread.
Right.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Now, I did this the other day, I made one. Not this one, but we've got nutmeg. Oh, we do have cinnamon, yeah. The other one said mixed spice, but there we go.
Cinnamon, lovely.
Cinnamon, we got that.
Yeah.
Got the cinnamon.
Banana. Raisins or sultanas?
Just one banana.
No, 50 grams of bananas. It is likely to not be that much banana.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Raisins or sultanas. Oh no, it is one banana, you're right. One banana.
Yeah.
Very right banana.
Sultanas.
50 grams of raisins. What have we got? We've got sultanas, right? It's quite Caribbean.
That's
rum,
brown.
I think brown
I
would
think
suit
brown
it. A richer
too.
flavour, more toffee-ish, yeah.
Dark rum.
Yeah.
And black rum, but that's dark rum, isn't
And
it?
a pint of milk.
And a pint of milk.
For making the custard, yeah?
Why do we choose any other white bread other than salad?
Yes, so that's the only bread we shouldn't be using.
Sorry, what's that, Laurie?
I'm worried about the music playing in the background.
Oh no, that's fine.
No,
that's fine.
forget it. Go to the pub.
That's fine. So for a start, this is the only bread we shouldn't be using, but this is the bread we've got, so this is the one we're going to go with. Okay.
Right, it says toasted, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we've got our white bread.
Yeah.
And we need to then toast it, 6 to 8 slices, we'll go for 8, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it says here, as this was...
Yeah.
From start, well, now it won't become a nasty mush because I made an ordinary bread pudding using this, and what was lovely, it went up like a souffle, and it was delicious.
Fine. I'm happy, I've always used stuff like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
6 to 8 slices. What I'm thinking though is we should use the more slices because it's quite thinly sliced, and then it should be lavishly buttered.
Yeah.
So we need plenty of butter. We'll probably get through all of that.
Yes.
Okay. So remove the crust, slice the toast into fingers.
Yeah.
So should we
now,
do that
normally,
first?
yeah, we'll do that. Normally I wouldn't bother removing the crust. I think the crust would be really nice.
Yeah.
But because we've got to stick to the recipe.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
We've got, which is a waste really.
You do that then, you get that. Now are you using a grill or toaster?
Toaster.
Fine, okay.
You can't use the grill because I haven't cleaned it yet. And so it's sort of, we did burgers and
Bacon
bacon on it.
burgers on
And it'll
Use the toaster.
Use the toaster smell.
Definitely the toaster.
Oh, taste it.
So what's that then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right,
8.
do the other one, that's the crust one.
Crust, that is the end crust, but sometimes if I get to the end of a loaf I might just shave that bit off. So
Right, so here we go.
cutting off the crust.
Cutting off the crust. There. I think you can all imagine this.
While you're doing that, Lou, I'm going to do the next stage, okay? So the next stage is, in a small bowl, slice the banana and mix in the raisins or sultanas, and then we add in the rind of a fresh lime, and then also its juice, and then I'm going to add that. So I'm going to go on and do that. A small bowl, please.
Small bowl.
I think we'll use this banana, that feels like the ripest of the bunch. Oh, lovely, okay. Do you have another chopping surface?
Yes, I do. You could use
That's fine, that's fine. That's nice, Lou. Is that an antique?
well, no, I don't know how old
Very
it
lovely.
is, but it's getting on a bit.
Very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to Slice the banana. What do you think? Thick slices, small slices, little slices?
What does it get? Is there any
It
clues?
doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm going to have to use our judgment here. So I think I'll just go for thin slices. Okay, thin slice of banana.
Yeah. Do 4 slices of toast as a tie over here.
And where are your limes? Lovely.
Oh, there's limes everywhere. I've got one over there.
Right. Oh yes.
And I've got loads in the fridge.
Now you probably know this already, Lou, but the best way to get juice out of a lime is to give it a really good pummel first.
Do you want to bash it with something?
Well, I could bash it with something.
Do you want to bash it with this?
Oh yes. Oh, that's
Be
nice.
careful, that's a 1970s rolling
Is it
pin.
honestly? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, well I don't want to damage the rolling pin, but I do in a way want to really bash up and loosen the lime, because then it will release all its juice beautifully, and you might get, you know, at least 50% more juice out of it once you...
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's also quite nice when you bash your fingers.
Yeah,
That's
touch
nice.
it. Now,
Will you put those out for the birds?
I'm going to chuck these out the window now for the seagulls.
Right. So, juicing the lime.
Oh, why don't you use the actual thing?
Oh, do you know, I've made a mistake here as well. What I should have done, before I could use one of your other limes, is zest the lime first, because in fact I've just turned it into a sort of pulpy mess in 2 halves now.
Well, I've got loads of limes. Have another lime.
So I'll zest another. We can use it later. We're going to have a cocktail after this, so we can use it all up.
exactly.
But that would be the best way to do it. If you only have 1 lime, zest the lime first, and then
There's
juice
some
it.
limes.
Lovely.
But look, have you also, don't juice it. You don't need to juice it, you just stick it in here. What?
Just juice it under
I know. I wonder what you were doing.
So look, I'm just gonna sort of chip the contents of the wonderful. So that's half the lime.
Yeah, don't do it like that.
Expertly juiced onto a chopping board, and then this one. That's lovely.
Yeah. That's
Right,
about
really good
3
stuff.
limes, so don't use it all.
Oh, that's lime in there already. Okay, so okay, so we need a little sort of.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, lovely.
We've got our banana. We've got the juice of 1 lime. Now we do need to have you got anything like a zester or something we could get the sort of zest
Yeah,
of the lime
I
off
think
with?
I have.
And I'll put the
I know.
sultanas in.
Oh, I know. I'll wash this. That's a cheese
Lovely the
cake.
way that you stored those sultanas upside down.
Oh, you haven't.
Yes, there's plenty.
You should have could have known.
Oh, I didn't realise it, sorry. Okay,
Oh.
so we'll put those away for
I'll
another
have to wash
time.
this now.
What's that?
This.
Oh, yes,
You can
okay.
use it. Why? Yeah, just the top though.
Oh, okay. Right,
Zest them on that.
put these in the bowl. Right, okay. Do you have a weighing scale?
Yes, I do have weighing scales. Right, I'll put that there. As you can see, you don't need much space. We're not working with much space
No,
here.
we're not.
Very little space.
Luckily, we're very old friends, so we're very good at coordinating, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we need? We need 50 grams of sultanas.
Right.
As we said, you can use raisins, but this is what we've got, so this is what we're going to use up.
Yeah, it says both.
Yeah.
Either.
Okay, that's about 50. And we'll put those there.
Okay.
There we are. So I think mixing all these up, the lime is going to start getting into the raisins first, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Show.
Oh yeah, sure. There we
There.
are.
Look.
Okay, so we have our raisins, sultanas in this case,
Back a bit. One will sit there.
bananas, and lime juice. Ready to mix. I'll give that a little bit of a mix actually, so the flavours come.
Oh, first one toast is out. So
Lovely.
I'll put the next ones in.
I think as well, Lou, although it doesn't say, I think we should let the toast cool rather than the butter melting in.
Yes,
So it's good to have
absolutely.
obvious layers of butter. I just think that works better.
Yeah.
That's my instinct anyway, but let's do that, okay?
What's happened? There's a piece missing. What was that? Never mind. I'll put one of these end bits in.
Okay, so that's looking really nice. Smelling lovely. And lovely and zesty.
This is unusual having banana and bread mud pudding, isn't it? But that's why it's called Hello Sailor.
Yes.
I think Mr.
Could you read that portion there about the reason for the recipe?
Right, I've first called this Prince of Wales pudding. I'll do it from the back.
Yeah.
For the idea of including banana. Oh no. For the
Start again.
Okay, I first started calling this Prince of Wales pudding. For the idea of including banana came from His Royal Highness. The combination of bananas, rum and lime in a bread and butter pudding so astonished novelist Angela Huff, whoever she is, she almost drove off a motorway when it was broadcast. The new name is chosen simply for sensation, which is exactly what you will find this to be. But do not mention it to Miss Huff if she's driving.
Yes, don't mention it to Miss
No,
Huff.
it
I
actually
do hope that no one is actually watching this YouTube while driving their car, because we wouldn't want to be responsible for a banana-related accident. No. Okay, so now I'm adding in. I think what we're going to do is treat ourselves to a citrus zester. I've done quite a good job with the bigger peeler, but
Oh, should I be preheating the oven?
yes, that would be a very good idea.
Where's the menu? Oh, there's it gone again. Right. Oven. Does it say oven temperature?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bake at gas mark 4. Okay. I've got a gas oven. Gas is much better than electricity in my opinion.
Yeah, but if you happen to have an electric oven like me, it will be 180 degrees Celsius. So gas mark 4, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes, or until the sort of bread is crispy on top and the custard is set. But we'll come back to that. We're still in the early stages. Okay. So we've got the lovely lime zest in there now. And all of those flavours are going to infuse with each other and be lovely. And we can use this later in the cocktail. So, next stage I think is making the custard. Or you're on more toast, Lou. Lovely.
Done the toast.
Okay, so that can now cool.
Yeah.
You want it to cool so that it can then be buttered lavishly and then added into the dish. So we need to now beat the 2 eggs together.
Right.
Then add the sugar, rum and milk. Okay? So, 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons. Gosh, that's not a lot of sugar, is it?
No, that wasn't in the one I did. I was surprised.
Well, that's interesting.
There we are. We'll measure it with our pint glass.
Wonderful. Now, we won't put it in yet because we've got to get the eggs mixed with the sugar first, alright?
There's the pint.
Lovely.
Eggs. Bring out the eggs. 2 eggs.
Yes, please.
Free range. Never
Absolutely.
would have anything other than free range.
Well, it's cruelty free and also they taste so much better.
They do.
Win-win. Okay.
So they're not organic because we can't afford those.
No.
So subscribe to the channel and maybe we will.
Yes. Next week we might be cooking with organic eggs. We'll see. Okay, a little whisk.
Yes.
Can you start having a little whisk with them?
I'll have a whisk.
And I'll add in. Also, I do wonder if he means actual tablespoons, or the way some people cook, I've noticed, is that they say a tablespoon and they heat the tablespoon in. So I think,
Yeah, 2 tablespoons. I'll take 3 tablespoons.
I think 3 generous heaped tablespoons.
There we go. There's a tablespoon. Oh, no, it's not big enough, is it?
That's a soup spoon.
I don't know if I have a tablespoon.
Right.
Well, it's not a soup. It's not a soup spoon.
Well, no, I've been cooking for a long time.
Do 3.
I think we'll do 3 heaped of this large dessert spoon. Sugar, okay, 1. So about that size, a nice heaped dessert spoon.
2.
Sort of thing I do. Alright.
3.
Sugar, oh, and now we add the rum.
Ooh.
6 tablespoons. Now, okay, here we come back to a little bit of,
Right.
a little bit. Now hang on a minute, there's 15 mils in a tablespoon, so we'd be looking at 6, 10, 6, 90 mils. Have you got anything with mils on it?
No.
Okay.
Just guess. No one did that in the 70s.
No, you're quite right. They just go one.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave it
Don't be
boring.
that precise.
I think that the idea of this recipe is you should be a little bit.
Oh,
It should be a bit lush and a bit lavish.
exactly.
And
I think
plenty of butter,
Christian
plenty of
certainly
rum.
was. Nearly everything he did involve quite
Oh right. Okay.
a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
And I think there we go.
There we are. I think that's fine. That's 6 plus a little bit. Okay. Oh, it smells lovely.
Yes, right. So, what's next, Rene?
Okay. So the spicy toast, which is the butter cinnamon toast, needs to be arranged in layers. With this, I'm going to add the milk in. Okay.
I've got this.
Perfect size dish. Yeah, lovely. So I'm adding the milk now to the whisked
Shall I
eggs.
butter these up?
Yes, please. Yeah. Whisked eggs, the dark sugar,
Oh,
and the dark rum. I'm now adding the pint of full fat milk. And this forms obviously the base of our custard. If we were making custard, we would be heating this up, or heating the milk up and adding it to eggs.
And didn't it say? And I'm buttering on both sides. I think that's what you do, isn't it?
Well, it says lavishly buttered and sprinkled with cinnamon. It's up to you. If you want to do both sides, do both sides. The idea of this
And
is
also
that...
he said do it in fingers, cut it in fingers.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
okay.
have normally bothered doing that,
No.
quite frankly.
Well, maybe we should just, of course it would.
Doesn't make, we don't need to, let's do it like this. I'm going to do a layer of this,
Yes.
4 on the thing, and then 4 on the top as there's 8, and
Fine.
put cinnamon in between.
Okay, lovely.
I know.
And this custard, obviously, it's very runny now, but in the process of baking, it will set.
Yes, this is the first time we've ever done this recipe, ever. But you think, oh god, that's rather a runny mess. Is it really going to turn out very well? And it does.
Now this is interesting. The next, when you butter those though, and we put the cinnamon on them,
Yeah.
we're going to arrange the toast and the fruit in layers. So
Yeah.
layer of toast, layer of fruit, layer of toast, layer of fruit.
I've got this ready because
Yeah,
what I'm going to do
wonderful.
is, right, we got 4 of those.
Yep.
Then, where's that cinnamon gone? It's nutmeg, that's cinnamon.
Yeah.
So, cinnamon, lots of, because I'm not
Yes.
going to bother weighing that out.
No, just
I
plenty.
can't have 2 cinnamon. Right, and then we're going to put,
No,
put the
not
fruit.
that one. We're going to have a layer. Now, bearing in mind that he wants you to then twist it. Well, he said actually keep the remaining lime juice. I'm not sure there is much because it's soaked in.
What about that?
So that's going to be layered up.
Yeah. Wash my hands.
Yeah. Wash hands.
Wash my hands. This is because I said to my mum years ago, but you don't have to be all precious about it.
No, I quite agree. And if you're pushed for time, I can't see myself
need whatsoever.
making fingers out of toast.
And I'm a big fan of improvisation.
Yes.
All the best.
So in a way, a recipe is a starting point, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Into who knows where.
Yeah.
When we pour the custard over, we're going to leave it for 30 minutes. So don't make the mistake of putting it straight in the oven. One day, Glyn and Christian, I think, probably had friends over and made far too much toast one morning, and then maybe thought, I know what I'll do. I'll turn it into a bread and butter pudding.
Yeah.
And maybe it started that.
Maybe Glyn did.
Maybe Glyn did.
Let's get some fruit going
I
on.
mean, I think one banana's a bit meagre personally, but there we
Yeah,
are.
so you don't get banana in them anyway, do you?
No, but
I
yeah, we'll
think
stick with,
it is.
stick with the. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Now it's the fun part. Can I do this bit?
Yep.
I'm going to pour the custard on top. So let me bring this a little bit nearer. Okay. So here is our lovely layered up bread. The bananas and the sultanas soaked in lime juice, and plenty of cinnamon and butter. Okay, now we've got our lovely rum, sugar, egg custard with full fat milk, and we're going to pour this all over the top, and then we're going to leave it to rest. And at least twice in the next half an hour, we're going to come down and get a nice big spoon or spatula.
Oh really? Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
absolutely, because it all has to soak in. That's what
Yeah.
makes it so yummy and unctuous at the end. And then a couple of times, we'll start now, lovely, if you give that a press down,
Yeah.
and that really helps everything get
Yes.
full of, so
you've got to
the
get
bread is a
in.
sponge to all that lovely rum and custard. And then what we'll do is, we'll do that again maybe in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
then 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
and then we'll be putting it in the oven.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, Mine's been sitting. And actually, what we're doing now, Lou, is cleverly breaking up the bread a little bit to make sure, not too much, not making it a mush, but just making sure it fills the space and has the best kind of distribution of the custard. It smells lovely.
Right, okay, so we'll leave it there for now.
And then come back in about half an hour.
Yeah. There we are. There it is soaking, and it's looking pretty fine actually.
Getting soaked, and so are we. So it's just gone 6:30. The recipe states 50 minutes. I'll be likely to, I think we should check it at about 40 minutes in. But it will definitely be ready by 7:15. Good.
Yeah, lovely.
Custard's all soaked in.
It's swollen up more than I would have expected. Right, now let's
It's got to
put
go
it in the oven.
Now, my instinct here
Yeah.
would be to sprinkle actually a tiny bit of white sugar on the top. Before it
Okay.
goes in. That's just what I would say. Because we're a bit low on the sugar, I think a tiny bit, and it crusts and caramelizes. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Where is your white
Go
sugar?
for it. Okay, I'm bringing it out.
I don't want to add any more of that kind of really malty, rich, treacly flavour to the dish, but I do want that sort of crispy topping. So I'm adding a tiny bit of white sugar to the top, and I think that will add a really nice finish.
Yes,
okay.
I think so too.
And in we go. We're going to into the oven. Time to take the pudding out.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
That looks delish.
well it does.
That really does.
Look at that. Absolutely lovely.
And we may well serve it up with a bit of Cornish clotted cream. We'll see.
Yes, but I think we should also wait a minute till it loses its
Oh yes, let it, 20 minutes at least.
warm. It should be
Exactly.
warm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, who wants some Hello Sailor pudding?
Me, please.
Oh,
Right.
I've had a tiny little taste of it and it seems pretty good. Right,
not
Laurie, there you go. Hand this to... Yes, first reaction.
Really good.
What do you like about it in particular, Laurie?
I like the spice, the cinnamon taste.
Yeah,
Okay,
lovely.
there
It's
you
really
go.
nice.
Here, hand that to Lucas. Right, Rob, you can unfill, you can put the film in there because this is yours. Oh, let's see what Lucas thinks.
Yeah.
Oh, this is lovely.
It's very good.
Right.
Chicken.
Chicken!
I'm a vegetarian.
There's no chicken in it. It's bread and butter pudding.
Oh yeah. It's fully straight. I've got coronavirus and my
Delicious.
I think it's
Really
delicious.
delicious.
Yeah.
Really delicious.
Okay. I think. Right.
Buttery, isn't it? Beautiful, buttery cinnamon
It's just
toast rum.
gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.